Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. This is Uche Philip Mordi, and today, what I want to talk about is the myth of affordable housing in Lagos. And I just want to tell you guys that do not be deceived. It does not exist. Affordable housing in Lagos does not exist. And if you actually do not have enough money to buy a house, then you should actually just rent, because there are two options you have when you want to buy a house. You can either buy land and then you build on it, or you can actually buy a finished house, fully finished. So it's finished, everything's there for you, you just sign the papers. But most people will not be able to afford to shell out maybe like 90 million naira, 50 million naira at a get-go outrightly, which is the case most times that is obtainable for these houses, of at least 80 to 90% to get a finished apartment. So most people would actually either opt for off-plan or ongoing development, which is can get you massive savings of like 30%, 40%, or even over. But the truth of the matter is, because of Lagos is what Lagos is, especially when you're going to, some axis, people always go for cheap. And what would I consider cheap? I'll consider anybody telling you 10 million naira to get you a fully fledged house. I'll consider that cheap. But that's on the one hand. So why should you not be deceived by affordable housing? This is for people that are buying off plan, by the way. If you're buying in a place where the developer comes and tells you, okay, we've gotten this piece of property, we have a fence, so we are calling on investors, we are calling on people to come and invest here, to come and buy. And when you buy, we are going to allocate, then we're going to start the building process. First and foremost, you should know that most of these real estate companies, and shout out to a follower, actually, she hit me up and some few days ago, we really had like such a long conversation and I had so much insight. So they actually go to a company or a bank and say, okay, we are putting this into the system. This is where we are, what we are doing. They give them collateral, maybe other estates. We need cash, liquid cash, to be able to take on this investment. We buy, prospect, also for the documentation, and also to even pay off their money guys and everything. So most people, they're not even using their money. So the money they're getting from investors, they're going to give the bank and they're going to take their profit. So if it's very, very cheap, they're not going to use their profit to build for you. They're not going to use what they're going to, the interest to pay the bank to build for you. So you now see most times, in most cases, when people are, you're seeing very affordable, it stretches. You're seeing a development that started 3 years ago. People have not even moved. No set of people have even moved. It's taking long. And also bearing in mind the fact that Lagos is murky waters because of the legal and documentation issues. So all these things are not cheap. So anybody that is telling you come and buy for cheap, how much did the person use to ratify their deed, their title, everything, all the legal documentations therein? That has to reflect in the cost of what they are doing. And also you have to talk about the fact that the people that you're attracting, when you say 5 million, 10 million, somebody might have saved like 6 million, 7 million in 5 years, 10 years, and then the person puts in a 5 million naira initial deposits. And like, Nigeria, you're just like one family emergency, one emergency away from going broke, going bankrupt. So the person that probably could pay you 5 million naira a year ago, 2 years ago, or 5 months ago, that person does not have another 5 million naira to complete their next payment. So that person defaults. And forget what these real estate companies say, oh, if you default, we'll give you back your money, or you take that. That doesn't happen in realistic terms. So you see the real estate company trying to struggle with with subscribers, with clients. Oh, pay this one. Oh, and then they don't even have enough money to even recoup their profit, not to talk of the enough funds to mobilize to start putting infrastructure in that estate. So that estate is going to take time, compared to a place where developer is charging premium prices, a person that can shell out 10 million naira as first down payment, that person can most likely would be able to shell out another 10 million naira in 3 months, in 4 months. That person is at a particular class to be able to not default on payment. So the developer is first of all, attracting people that will be able to pay, and then they have enough funds to disburse for them to be able to make infrastructure. A lot of people always give landway bad stick in our industry, because landway is kind of like overpriced in quotes, or their prices are premium. But when they take away the profits, they take away the loans, they take away all of those things, you still have enough money to be able to put infrastructure, to stage homes, to be able to put a nice gatehouse, to be able to deliver. So at the end of the day, you are getting those infrastructure, and then you know that in a year, 12 months, 16 months, even though you're buying off plan, you're going to comfortably be in your house, you're going to comfortably have your apartment. Compare it to, let's even take something like Westwood in Shangotedo and Goldstone in Shangotedo. When I joined real estate like 2-3 years ago, those projects were already on that way. Westwood sold their first set, and then the second set, the extension, they sold it out. And would you believe that right now Westwood is not in the market again selling, but Goldstone is still selling in the market. Goldstone apartments, since how many 2-3 years ago, is still selling. And I think when it came into the market, one bedroom was like 10 million naira. Now it's 13 million naira. The first set of people have not even moved in, if I'm not mistaken, because I was doing some research. The first set of people have not even moved in, and even the type of designs I'm seeing is just very, very normal. It's just very, very, is nothing spectacular. So if you are going for affordable housing, you have to put that in the back of your mind, that did they have enough money to be able to, do the whole legal issues, their whole full documentation, which is the first thing you need to ask. Because if this is very, very cheap, but if anybody is telling you 1 million naira for a proper title in the bed, like, you need to ask some questions. Then you also have to ask, if they are selling this cheap for me, how often or how soon will infrastructure take place? How soon will they give me my house? How soon will I be able to move in? How soon will I be able to invest here? And or you ask that, which kind of people are they attracting? Even you that wants to subscribe, how would you be able to meet up with payments as at when due? All of these things matter. And when we're talking about affordable housing, depending on, because most people in the diaspora, they want to move in like a year, in 2 years. You don't want to come back and then you're still renting stuff, or you're still staying in a short apartment after you've made full payment of what you want, the house you want. And so we also advise people to go for developers that have a track record of stuff that they have done, of successful estates that they have delivered on time. All of these things matter. Also, that location, is it in a very, very remote place? So what are the odds that if you go to a bush nowhere where nobody is, that it's just going to develop in 1 year, that sort of thing? So when we're talking about affordable housing, put all of this into context. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to get a property in Lagos, right now we are pushing our Camberwell Advantage at Ikati. The Camberwell Advantage 1 and 2 sold out in the space of 5 months, and the Camberwell Advantage 3 and 4 just a few meters from House on the Rock. And this developer is amazing. This developer is giving into technology. They are doing stuff with VR. They are doing stuff with amazing. They have other properties in Abuja, GRA. So it's a place that's going to be fully serviced. It's going to have a gym. It's going to have a clubhouse. It's going to be smart, fully automated, and it's going to have really everything that you need. So if you're interested in taking advantage of this, contact me to get you started on your journey. So thank you so much for watching. Kindly like, kindly subscribe, kindly contact us for more details, and I will see you in the very next video. Bye bye.